Okay, so this afternoon we're going to work on eyes. That's
Yep.
our point of emphasis. But if I see stuff that I think you can do better skills-wise to carry over from this morning, or maybe I got a better idea or a different approach than what your instructor did this morning, then we'll definitely work on that also.
Well, one of the things that I think I want to do is I want to slow down a little bit earlier to go around the roundabout.
The circle, okay.
Because I was scrubbing quite a bit.
Yeah, and
I was watching some of the others.
I would encourage you to do that. Yeah, like when you get to that circle, I always say that, call that 12 o'clock as I'm approaching it. I want to be done with my braking when I get there.
Yeah.
Instead of, you don't want to ask the car to brake and turn at the same time, because then it overloads that tire.
Well, I was still going, I think, too fast, and it was still pushing.
Okay. All right.
So
I would definitely recognize that right away. Let's roll on up. And do you manual shift?
Yes.
You shift up to second and leave it?
Yep, and that's it.
Okay, I will pay attention.
I'll be in second before I hit that first cone.
All right,
At least
that's
I
a
should
good
be.
idea. That's get that out of the way. Eyes to the end of the stall. Okay. Up to the circle. Brake early. Get it done. Then off the brake. Need to be a little more aggressive, I think. Find that gate. Drive to it. And the exit of the sweeper. Look all the way over there. There you are. Into the Chicago box. Eyes up. Find the whole thing.
And I'm back up at 34.
I'm sorry?
And I'm back up at 34.
Yeah, well, a couple of things happened there. Is that you're trying to do something new, and your tires are cold, and your car's 2 inches wider than you think it is.
Yeah.
So how many cones did you get?
I think I got at least one. I can hear three.
Three.
Ouch.
That goes back to that your car's 2 inches wider than you think it is. They're all on this side.
All right.
So that's it. So you have to allot more room.
I gotta move over a little bit further.
for this side.
Okay.
You've got to like at least clear the mirror. You're like at the side. You're getting it with the side. The mirror is probably the furthest most out. So you got to kind of gauge. You got to get your know that the car's a little bit wider.
Okay.
I struggle with that with Corvettes too. How about I'm talking to you about where to look? Is it a distraction?
Nope.
Or
nope.
your eyes are already there?
I'm pretty much trying to.
Or do you adjust when I say it?
Well, I'm trying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
probably didn't hear a lot of
Okay.
what you said.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Lots of times you can pull up, or they're going to pull up, and then you go in behind them.
Yeah.
But yeah, know that if you're feeling that you're adjusting when I say it, it probably means you need to get your eyes down further.
Okay.
Okay. Try to get a little bit of angle at the start.
So
Take one turn away. There you go. Like that. That's better. Take the free time. Well, I have one scrub of the tires that you don't have. It might be a couple hundredths, might be the difference between second and third, or first and second someday.
Well,
I know I've been beat by 3 or 4 thousandths before.
well,
no fun.
to get halfway competitive in my class, I've got to drop down to 2 more seconds off of 32 even.
All right, go ahead. Eyes ahead. All the way down the slope. All the way down. And eyes ahead. All the way in the circle. Brake early, get it done. You're not getting it done.
Nope. Because I'm hearing a lot of squealing.
Eyes to the gate, all right? Be patient with the gas. Lift, turn, gas, yes, that looks good. Okay. Got aggressive coming back. Once it opened up, you were fine. In the tight stuff, a little conservative. Okay. Looking's a little bit better, but we still got room for improvement.
Okay.
When you're making a gear change, how are you doing that? This paddle, okay. I have a bad angle, so I can't.
Yeah, all I'm doing is as I'm coming off the line, I'm pressing it once and get my hands away from it.
Okay,
I'm not
so
touching
you said to me, I want to be done with my braking when I get to the circle.
Okay.
But you're not.
I'm still way too fast.
Back it back up. You got to And the thing, a couple of things is, I think that you're going to the brakes at the right time, but you're not pushing hard enough.
Okay.
On the way back, you use the brakes a little more aggressively, but on the going up to that circle, you hit the brakes, but you kind of like a granny at the Walmart kind of thing. You just we're just lazy with it. Where the brakes is the one function of the car that you can be aggressive with.
Okay.
You can't be aggressive with steering. You can't be aggressive with gas, but you can be aggressive with braking. But you don't want to overslow the car either. You want to brake, but you want to be positive. Brake, get off it, get on your left. Let's switch sides and see if we can give you a chance to practice looking ahead without the distraction of driving. Sounds dumb, but it really does work. See if I can not make a fool out of myself.
You may have to move the seat up.
Oh, I'm sure. Very rarely do I not have to run the seat up. I'll be happy if that's all I have to do.
So usually when I come out, I get it, start going, and all I'll do is tap it. And
I kept looking for you to hit the knob.
Nope.
Like a manual guy would.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but from your angle, I don't know if it's the same where you're sitting.
You can't see that paddle.
See the paddle. I could see over here, and I was like, I don't know if there's one. It's low and high. I have paddles on my.
Because if you
simulator
do it in first,
yeah,
you'll bounce off the rev limiter.
Okay. So I'm in drive right now. I want to go back to M.
Yeah, all the way back to M.
Okay.
And once you get started, if you tap it, it'll.
All right. So this exercise is to help give you an opportunity to look ahead. I'll try to remind you where to look.
Okay.
If I don't get too caught up in what I'm doing, but where to look, and so just focus on looking ahead. If you feel something, we'll talk about it after the run. All right?
Okay.
Here we go. Eyes up to the end, and then all the way over to the circle. Brake early, aggressive, okay?
So you're braking way earlier than I am.
Yeah. Eyes for that gate, and drive brake to it. Eyes to the exit of the sweeper. Through, drive it in. Brake, turn, gas.
Yeah.
I'll whack that hard. I don't know when. One of the parts of the course. I know there's a solution for it too. I know there's a button that'll make it go up in the air.
Yes. If you grab the button and pull the button up.
I just haven't found it yet.
The front button. If you pull it up.
There it is. I'm gonna have to undo the seatbelt. Just want to give myself a little clearance. That's better. That's better. It's no excuse. It's better. I don't remember if I talked or not. Did you?
A little bit, yeah.
I kind of got a little distracted.
You got into the fun of it.
I was mad at that. Also, kind of took away. Anything you could see? You commented on me braking early.
Yeah, you brake much earlier than what I have.
And more aggressive. I really wanted to emphasize that. I think I could have done a little less, but since it was my first hard braking point in the car, I wanted to make sure that I got woed up again.
Yeah.
But you could see how much more comfortable the circle was, and how it wasn't as big. It was. I'm letting the car do more work.
As you come around, you had more time to jump on it.
And so that's a goal for you to get to that point. The other thing is seeing the sweeper. I tried the Chicago box with a lift that time. I wanted to see if it would work. I don't feel like I could do it consistently. So I may make an adjustment there.
Yeah.
Coming back,
the angle you came in.
Yeah, it wasn't really good. I needed to carry probably a little more speed around the sweeper. Anyway, let's see if I can do it better this time. Oops, somebody just ran out. Good thing I finished that sentence. Okay, here we go. I don't know how that happened. I must have stopped. Here we go. Get in. No. And up to the circle. Up to the circle. Eyes over. Like that better. Patient, 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 patient. See that gate? Roll into the gas. Exit the sweeper. The Chicago box. Bring it right in. Squirt it. That was better. Felt better. Might have been a tick quicker, but it felt better.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You figure a faster car would be easier to drive.
No.
It doesn't really work out that way, does it?
It becomes more of a handful.
Tell me about the run. Did you find where you turn your head?
I was turning my head. I was looking, trying to look further out.
And that all seemed to work out good. How about anything that I did while I was driving? Any placement that you thought was different than you, or could be that was?
The Chicago box was one area, and the circle where you were.
But
a little
you could see you
different.
could back up.
Yeah.
And not work the gas. Don't upset the car. Just steady state it all the way around. If you think you can go faster, you just squeeze a little bit. Don't get out. I didn't feel like I got off the circle well either time. I felt like I probably could have done that a little bit better, but that's the autocross review. I'm never happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see if we can make those couple places that we're struggling with a little bit better.
All right. See what we can do here.
Really gonna scream about braking early at the circle, okay? All right, whenever you're ready, go ahead. That's the end of the slalom. And up to the circle. Brake now. Gotta hit it harder than that.
All right.
You're all right. You just gotta hit it harder. Gotta hit it harder than that.
On this run.
Get that out of the way. Still wasn't that bad speed-wise, time-wise. Not that bad. But it was a little ragged.
Yeah, it wasn't
ragged.
smooth. It wasn't smooth at all.
What's happening, both at the circle and at the sweeper, you're going to the brakes at the right time. You're not pushing the pedal hard enough.
Okay. I need to be
You're like, it's like, yeah, you need to be like
everything else.
Like stupid about it. You know,
Okay.
you just really got to hit them hard. You're going this fast. You need to get down to this speed. You need to have as little time for that to happen as possible. So if you're there and down here, you know, hit them hard, short time, get it down to that speed, and then continue on with your life. The longer you spend in that braking exercise, the more time you're giving up. So just think. Just like you want the car to accelerate hard, you want it to brake hard. You want to get the braking done as quickly as you can.
Okay.
I mean, you're at the brakes at the right time.
I'm just
You're
not
not hammering
in it.
them hard enough, and so that means you're not done braking when it's time to turn. Both of the circle and the sweeper happen. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
I can get just a hair.
You won't catch him. I promise. Okay, good slow. Work hard. Work now get off. No. You didn't need gas. Gas that gets you in trouble. Drive out. That's it. Hammer the brakes again. That's it. Still a little soft. Brake, turn, gas. The mechanics are all there. Just isn't falling into place for you.
Yeah, and that's the piece that.
Yeah, it's like being aggressive with the gas. For the most part, isn't too bad. You know, being okay, precise with the steering. You get behind a little bit in the slalom. Your hands, you kind of have happy hands. Your hands you'll start out saying I'm going to be at a good 9-3 position, and then in different points of the car, so you're up here, and then you're down here, and then you're out here. You're a little less.
I need to focus.
You're a little concise on. Yeah, I mean there are going to be times when you're not going to be able to stay married to that steering wheel all the way to 9-3. But you got to think that tire is stupid. So you'd like for a turn to be fluid. So up here at the driver's seat, when you start your turn, if you can move your hand and keep that fluid motion, then the car will be consistent. If you turn and then stop and then turn again, then the car doesn't know any better. It's just going to be jerky until you're scrubbing off speed. So you'd like both those gas and steering inputs to be just as graceful, just as smooth as you can be. And then the brakes, when it's time for brakes, man, whack them. So you hit them, you're much better that time at the circle, but then you jump back on the gas. You know, it's like get down to that speed and then start the roll around there. And then if you need gas, you just want to give it just a tick. You don't want to give it much at all.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're going to do. We'll get it. We'll get it. I'm not giving up yet. Some of the stuff is stuff that goes into notes, you know, to practice as you go forward. Okay, whenever you're ready. Okay, drop it in there, nice and smooth. Blind side. Brake. Get done. Let it roll. New problem. There always is. Drive out. Hammer it. There you go.
There we go. Got it back down 32, but
Got a few. At least 2. Chicago box is very inconsistent.
okay.
And it's probably because of the inconsistency of how we're getting there. I'm trying to think. We're going down the slalom. You're just.
I'm behind on the slalom.
Yes, you're not turning. You're not turning early enough. You're You're encompassed by the speed and not the you know. It's great to have a big horsepower car, but if you overdrive it,
it doesn't do you good.
It's not quicker. You have to respect the speed. So you're going into the slalom too fast, and so you're able to mic it by the first couple cones, and then the third one you say, well, screw it, I'll just take this one out and continue to catch back up instead of fighting to get it back. So that's happening there. The circle was much better.
Okay.
It's just figuring out how fast you can go around there. You probably overslowed just a tick, maybe 2 or 3 mile an hour, and then but at least you maintained all the way around the circle and accelerated down. When you get into the sweeper, you're big on trail braking. You do a little bit of braking earlier, and then you just let your front tires cheese grater to get off the back, and it's not efficient. But if you did your braking, if you compartmentalize that into, I'm going to brake and then I'm going to turn, get off the brake and be done with my braking when I start my turn, that would be a lot more efficient. And I think that would drop you into the Chicago box better because you'd know what you had. And then you know that you've got to either lift or you've got to do something to shift the weight to the nose at the Chicago box as you're going by that first cone. As you're going by this cone, you've got to do something to shift weight. You either got to lift or tap the brake or something. And all you're doing is just trying to make the nose more grippy so it'll come back out. and then through the finish, not too bad. It's just a little inconsistent. You're just taking what you can get out of it instead of having a plan run.
Okay.
So that's not much to remember for a run, is it?
No, not at all.
That's not bad. All right, go out, make a run. Let's see and let's see if it helps if I'm not screaming. Sometimes that helps.
Yeah.
You say no, but sometimes it helps.
All right.
Roll on up whenever you're ready.
So, compartmentalize.
Like you bailed early at the finish.
It just was sliding around. I wasn't in where I needed to be.
Okay.
I had the cone if I had let it go.
Tell me about the run. Did you put all the pieces together
So,
to find where you wanted to?
The slalom I got right.
Okay.
The circle I started in, and I'm still moving too fast. And I grabbed a little brake to bring me down.
Back in. Okay.
Yeah. And then I tried to accelerate while it was still sliding, and I was done.
Okay, give me one more.
Okay.
Love your position at the first cone. If you just trust that it'll be there okay at the third cone, instead of being impatient and driving right into it, you're right there. You're an inch off the first cone. Perfect position. Second cone, perfect position. Third cone, I don't trust myself. Then you turn early, drive right over. 2 inches wider than you're thinking.
Okay.
That's all. That's all. Everywhere else, pretty good. You just get comfortable with what you're seeing and what you got to do to make the car do what you want it to do. It's just all the pieces aren't quite fitting together, but they're close, and so it's frustrating as it's sitting there saying, man, but you are close. And let's go cool off for a little bit and come back for our final three, see how it works out.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I got a couple cones there, and I was a little wild coming out of the
We're
loop.
not going to win championships screwing up a corner, Lindsey Bond. We're going to have to, we gotta put it all together,
Yeah.
okay? So, when I hear tires squealing when you're sideways,
Yeah.
costing you time, okay? When I hear tires squealing when you're accelerating, costing you time. So if you hear it squealing, don't drive through it. You know,
Let off a little bit.
Roll into the gas, and you want to be just on the edge of slip. All right, that's ideal. Just on the edge, a little bit of slip's fine. If it's squealing sideways, costing you time.
Okay.
If it's squealing, accelerating in a straight line, it's costing you time. So it may just be a half a tenth, but I've won big trophies and lost big trophies over half a tenth. Okay, so let's go up and see if we can fix that. Slalom, third cone of slalom, car's 2 inches wider. A little more, turn a little bit more this way before you come back. Got up here early. A little slower.
The front half of the course was good. The back half, I was still sliding a little bit.
So don't be sloppy. Don't get it. You got to drive within your ability. All right.
Yeah.
So when you don't move. Just stick with it. You know, when you go into the Chicago box, get some weight on the nose, turn out like we did. Okay. When you come into those offsets, you get into the second one, brake before it, so the weight's on the nose, cuts, accelerates right on out. Okay. All right. Last run, championship on the line, 2/10 and clean.
Clean.
All right. Here we go.
You said 33 through 4. I got 33.3.
looking for a 32.
Ah,
32.4. See, you had it there. You had a 6, but you got the cone.
I got a 33.3.
Yeah, but you had a 32.
Oh yeah, I got
See, we were back
30.
here
I
at
went
32s.
backwards. Yeah.
I'm sitting there saying, oh, we should be able to pick up a half a second. Okay, probably the biggest thing I noticed on that run, everything looked pretty good. Right at the very end, you broke late at that cone, at that second offset.
Oh, all right, yeah.
You were late, and so you had trouble getting
Around
to
it,
the next one,
yeah.
So it cost you some time getting back together. All in all, pretty good. Nice improvement. You understand what you need to do.
I just got to get it all together.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
If it was easy, it would be easy.